Hey everybody, this is David, and we're going to be doing some Cyberpunk Red tonight here at High Shelf Gaming. My little jazz fingers, I'm excited. We were going to start Chapter 3 on Sunday last week, but I had some real life stuff come up, basically at work, get in the way. And so we're going to postpone the start of Chapter 3 till this coming Sunday, the 18th. And so tonight we're gonna do one last interlude episode, kind of in between chapter two and three. We're gonna be playing Bug Zapper, and that is a mission here. Let me just zoom in on my map here. That is something that has been on our map of things to address. I don't know, for a long time. I think like episode 1 is when we found out about this little shack, and yeah. So what is going on? Before we actually do the game, let's talk about where High Shelf Gaming is at, what we're up to. This weekend, right now, there's a really cool convention going on, a GaryCon. We tried really hard to get involved with that, but they didn't have enough slots for us. And so we are trying to find another convention. Unfortunately, PAX Unplugged got canceled on us. So we won't be doing that con either. So yeah, we're still looking for cons to do cool events in, but gotta grind it. You gotta negotiate and get the slots and get access. So I'm working on all that stuff. Um, Other than that front, of course, we were playing our normal stable of role playing games. This coming week, we have Wednesday night, we'll be playing Blades in the Dark, and then Friday night coming up, we're going to be playing Horrific Spooky Gaming on the 16th, which will be lots of fun. I am partially through my replay of the second episode, and that was good. That has been real good. So
It was lots of fun.
yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Can't wait to just drag you into that Friday.
I
Dave.
know, right? Yeah, yeah. And Jago's in the chat. Totally accurate. We really need to just do a cyberpunk themed convention. Traveler has their stuff. D&D has its stuff. It's time for cyberpunk. The minute that R.Talsorian Games wants to take on the mantle of running a convention, they should do that, and we will be there for sure.
Are you saying that you wouldn't do just a fan run convention?
I won't.
Started and ran by you, David?
I will not organize that. No. Actually, when HSG was first getting started, Rich was like, "We should do an HSG con." I was like, "Dude, in like 10 years, maybe. If we have like a couple of thousand listeners, sure, but not year one." He's like, "Oh, come on."
We do have that. It's called Gen Con.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, pretty much. So one day there will be an HSG con. That would be really fun. But yeah, we totally need a cyberpunk convention. That'd be the best.
Yeah, I mean, and especially with 2077 coming out soon.
Yeah.
Everything's cyberpunk related.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, why?
Speaking of, we have a drop date for
Yes.
Cyberpunk Red.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the drop date for Cyberpunk 2077 is pretty much confirmed, November 19th. And then Cyberpunk Red is November 14th for digital and
19th for the hardback.
19th for the hardback, yeah. I cannot wait. In looking at the rules that they've handed us, folks, it is obvious that they have done no layout work. Like,
in what we have.
Yeah, like there is, and what we have is like a whole page of charts, right? And it's like, man, I know it's not going to look like that. It's going to be like condensed, designed, placed, all that kind of stuff. I can't wait to see what they got up to do that. And of course, all the art, like they have a crazy amount of new art that they're including in this book. So all that's going to be really cool to me.
So just to put it out there, the drop date for 2077 and the drop date for in-store pickup is November 19th for Cyberpunk Red. They are the same day.
You know what's funny is like I've always been in the camp that thought there's no way that they're going to coordinate the release dates for Cyberpunk Red and 2077 because that's ridiculous. Those are two companies that have very different deployment models, very different business models. There's no way that they're going to ever coordinate delivery dates. And fuck, here they are on the same day. And all the people are like, they're going to coordinate days. They're going to coordinate days are like winners, and I'm the loser, and it makes me feel dumb.
Aw. I don't know
Like,
about
to be fair,
that.
I think just the craziness of 2020
Yeah.
changed it. I don't think it would have happened before then.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's entirely true. That's entirely true. But it's just funny, like you look at that and it's like, oh man, it's just insane that they're both happening on the same day, and it's good. I think it's really good, but yeah, intense. Okay, well, shall we get into some Cyberpunk action?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is fun. My players tonight, Katrina, Casey, and GSSG, are normally playing, Vi and Vinton and Ta. Tonight, you're all playing NPCs again, and you know your NPCs' names, but you don't know who they're working for. You don't know anything about them other than they're here to do a job, and that job involves a hot, unair-conditioned shack on the coast of California that can barely fit 4 people inside of it, and we're gonna put 3.
Could be great.
Yeah, this will be real good. And where is my? Where did she go? Looking for my person. There she is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin. Let's do this. You all are. You're all in black sedans. The 3 of you are in the same black sedan. These are heavily armored, heavy cars. Like as they roll down the highway, whenever they hit a bump, it's kind of smooth, just because of how heavy the frame is. And thanks, chat, about my ocean. So, anyways, you're in cars, and you have just left Night City. You're all employees of Arasaka, and you are in a holding position, waiting for the hack site to be cleared. You have met your main security gentleman. This guy here. His name is. Let's give him a name of. Cade. So Cade is head of security for this mission, and Cade is a heavily augmented human, not quite Borg, but heavily augmented with like Arasaka gear and that kind of thing. You all have worked with Cade before. He is he's a pretty fun guy. He likes to play cards and gamble, and he likes to have a good time when he's off the clock. But when he's on the clock, he's all business. So he's kind of a work hard, play hard kind of guy. And Cade, to be up ahead of you. And the thing that is special about Cade is that whenever he goes on missions, he brings his security bots with him. And so he is likely ahead of you all with 2 or 3 of these, and they are kind of around securing this area. And Cade can manage all of them himself with his interface with them, and he's kind of a one-man site security team. He has other people that work for him, but whenever he's on a job, he generally does it alone. And gets himself in a nice safe space, uses his bots to do all of the dangerous work, and if he needs to show up and shoot something, then everything's gone wrong, right? You all are leaving, and he's buying you time. Is how it works with Cade. Um, so
How big are those bots? Just kind of for frame of reference.
yeah, sure thing. They're probably like the top of that gun is probably chest height for you, right? So they're, I don't know, 4 feet, 4.5 feet tall.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, like automatons, not like little robot things. So like full size, ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have the ability to climb stairs. They can even like hook onto things and like climb up near vertical surfaces if there's something for their little hooks to hook into, right? So they are really mobile. Not super, and I say mobile in that they are able to get into a lot of interesting places, but they're not especially fast. So if you have time to get them set up, great, right? They can get into a lot of different places, and you all know them to be pretty lethal, pretty dangerous. They've got a big gun for vehicles and heavy work, and then they've got small arms and smoke screens and all kinds of stuff that they can release to kind of confuse the scene, confuse the situation. Um, they are used as much for escape as they are for security, right? If something too big shows up, then they go into escape mode and pop a lot of smoke, pop a lot of just heat emitters to confuse a lot of the various optics that are out there as they crawl away back to Cade and the car where you all would go. So that's their normal mode of operation. And I'll put Cade out here at Bug Zapper. With you all, and I'll go ahead and put you all on the map here. We've got these lovely folk here, and this is you. This is our team. And I didn't get a lot of time to like really edit them, but I'm sorry for that. The three of you are in a vehicle with. Scroll down. I gotta find her. Oh, there she is. Three of you are with Ember. And she's briefing you in the car. Ember is someone that you've seen before. Arasaka right now is generally hidden away, not out on the streets like they used to be. You all are working on your restoring formal glory kind of thing. So all of you have street personas that are non-Arasaka to help you get around and that kind of thing. And then, you go into a certain convenience store, go through the ice cream freezer, and you go up some stairs and you're in this restaurant, and you're in like the bed of Arasaka's like night city presence. And this job came to you all by way of Ember. She I want one of you to know Ember in a past life, or not in a past life, but have worked on a job with Ember before.
That one.
Okay. Okay, cool. And your character's name is, what is your character's name? Is it Wilmer?
Not Wilmer.
Okay.
Jebediah.
Jebediah.
Do what Dave does and just look around the room until you find a thing.
Yep, Jebediah. I totally didn't spell that right, but it is what it is. Okay, so you are Jebediah. And Jebediah, you have worked with Ember before. She is the opposite of Cade. She's all business all the time. And clearly has a lot of stress, has a lot on her shoulders. And Ember, you had been working with her on getting some site security set up for a meet that she's about to do with some meta folks. And you came to find out that she was exploring some local gang in the area. She was trying to get more information on them. A gang called the Z Boys, and she found one of them on a little motorized skateboard coming back into Night City, and in a moment of opportunity just snatched him. Had him grabbed, interrogated. Where were you? Why are you out of Night City? What's going on? Right. As tough as the Z Boy is, he caves eventually and gives up that there's this shack out on Highway 1 where, there's got to be something there, something big there, because there's netrunners always asking for a trip up to the Bug Zapper. And it's like this local legend within the Night City netrunning crew that there's a payout there. And so Ember goes to her landlord slash closest allies and says, hey, before we do this meet, I want to find out what's going on here. What do you got? And Arasaka assembled the three of you as the netrunning team to come in and deal with this. So yeah, Ember's in the car with you all. She's briefing you on the lay of the land out here. She's telling you that the Bug Zapper is pretty isolated. It's a little old telecommunication shack. She kind of describes the outside of it to you. And then she mentions that, by the way, there's this nomad family that is living in the area. They're harmless. They're not going to bother us. But just so you know, we're going to be driving by a nomad family, and I don't want you to be alarmed when you see a bunch of cars and some security towers and that kind of thing. She says, if I have to, I do have a relationship with them. I can contact them and wave them off if they're starting to get curious about us. But I seriously doubt that they're going to show any interest in what we're up to today. And Katrina, what is your character's name?
Melinoe. Melinoe.
Illinois. And ready? Okay, Illinois. So Illinois, you're in the car with them. You're kind of getting this debrief from Ember as well. And GSSG, what is your character's name?
V13.
V13?
Yeah, just like the letter V and the number 13.
Awesome. To it. All right, V13. Jebediah, let me make sure that your name is showing up for everybody. There we go. Beautiful. She kind of described a couple of those things. As the sedan begins to move again, you all hear over your comms, from Cade, site secure, bring them in. And as you're rolling in, she asks, do any of you have any questions for me that I may be able to answer? I'm sorry I couldn't bring the Z-Boy here so you could ask him directly, but did share some extra information about the sorts of netrunners that are up here. I don't know if that's meaningful to you or not. So let me know if you have any questions, and if I can, I'll recall it for you.
This is kind of more out of character, but like, since you said that like Bug Zapper is already kind of a local legend, would we know anything? Because we're already kind of netrunners.
Yeah. Night City is awash with conspiracy theories and, legends of hidden caches and all of that kind of stuff. If y'all want to roll like your local expert, and we'll just say whatever your current local expert is on your character, that will be sufficient for this character. If y'all want to roll local expert, we'll just see if y'all are already aware of this legend, because there are a lot, and so this specific one may be lost in the fold of all of them.
I failed.
Yeah. you don't know nothing.
Nothing.
Okay,
It makes sense.
16.
I'm on Violet's character sheet.
That's funny. Okay. It's good stuff there. And okay, so 14 and 16. Those are both solid successes. So yeah, Bug Zapper has come up a couple of times. There are some cash hunters that go to specific boards to talk about what is real and what's not real, right? And they have a whole list of all the conspiracy theories and cache rumors and all that kind of stuff. And there's always someone or even a couple of people saying, I'm checking that one out. I'm going to go investigate that one, see if it's even real. See if there's even anything there, right? And Jebediah and V13, you both kind of recall that, yeah, that message board did. I remember kind of towards the top in the alphabetical listing, there was this thing called Bug Zapper that had a number of netrunners saying they were going to go check it out. But those trails always end up cold. There's never a report back. There's never a I found something. So it's one of those ones that like a lot of people have said they're going to go look into it, but no one has come back to say it's real or fake. And so a lot of times that kind of stuff is like maybe a little brushed off, swept aside. But if this thing is real, then where have they all gone? Is maybe the current question on your mind.
What information did the Z-Boy give you? Like, you said he was taking people out?
Yeah.
What was he doing when he brought them back?
He how to say this? He said that every so often there's a netrunner bar in their territory, and I guess word got out that they could provide transportation services. And he said that for the last couple of months, the Z Boys have taken about 4 netrunners up there. So there's 2 individuals, and the last time he said he brought a pair of netrunners up there to go and look into this thing. And what they do is they show up, drop them off, and say, give me a call when you're ready to come back. And the first one never called back. And so just out of curiosity, the Z Boys checked it out, a couple of days later and found that he was dead. And then the second one they sent up there, they warned him, hey, this is a lethal thing. And he went up there and said, okay, just give me some time and I'll call you when I'm done. And by the time they came back, he was missing. And so they kind of put word out in their little netrunner bar that, hey, the last guy didn't die, he's gone. And so 2 of the netrunners there kind of took up the cause to go and follow up. He said that he found them dead a couple of days later.
They want us to investigate something in this server node that is killing netrunners. Am I understanding this?
Yeah, there's something here that is lethal to netrunners. And the expectation is that there's some kind of cache at the end of this. And I'm really curious what that is.
Are we the first team you've sent in?
Yeah. I mean, the rest of these guys are, onesie twosie outfits. They're not organized. So my hope is that the 3 of you can keep each other safe. And, if you find something, then Arasaka gets some kind of payday and I get some kind of finder's fee. imagine there's some bonuses in there for you guys as well.
That's what our contract states, at least.
Right.
Okay. So,
Info, security that we should be worried about. Anything about the net? Is it old school net? Is it new school government?
My
Or
understanding
that
is it's outside of Night City, so it's old school. It's got to be, right? With rabbits running around and all that stuff. So I don't know if when you get in there, it's just the old net and there's a bunch of black ice running around, or what's there. But yeah. Looking at this table, looking at all of you, are any of your characters old enough to have been in the old net, or are all of your characters relatively new and you only know the walled networks within Cyberpunk Red?
I only know the Wald,
Okay.
the new.
Okay.
I'll say Jebediah is old enough.
Okay. Okay. So Jebediah, you have vague memories of the old net. The old net was an open grid. You ran along the grid. And it was a 2D plane with every megacorp and net group, and everybody had their own like real estate in the net. And you could pay big money to have beautiful buildings constructed that could house lots of people. There were netrunners and non-netrunners alike. It was like an open world, right? This new stuff is like netrunner only, and it's all locked down and it's much more constricted. But you remember distinctly that there was this grid that you would run on, and you would, slide forward, slide back, left and right, and that you know, excuse me, always moved in this like kind of arcade direction, either forward or back or left or right. There was never like the grid was not allowing you to do anything other than like cardinal direction type movements. And that, hacking a thing was like diving into a digital dungeon, where you would go and explore this whole network of things and, run into all kinds of stuff in there. These days, everything's much more simplified and much more, kind of controlled and hemmed in, and any one data node can only release so much information now. Whereas back in the day, if you got into the right network, you could undo all kinds of stuff. That kind of damage just isn't possible anymore as a result of the way the net has been designed.
Well, this should be an interesting dive. I hope you two are ready.
I think so.
As long as I don't die, I'm okay.
Not dying is high on the list.
And all three of you, just as players, kind of remember like old Tron, that movie. Like the chat is spot on. Like the net in Tron inspired the net in William Gibson's novel, Neuromancer, which also inspired like the net in the old game, right? So it was like very much like you're wandering around in a place, and the net is a place you go to, right? Whereas now it's very much a thing you access, and then check out, right? When you're done, you're like, I'm out. And with the old one, you're like, is much more involved. Okay, so you all pull up, and you see one of the walkers is at the bridge. I'll make it a little bit smaller just so it's clear. One of the walkers is at the bridge, kind of securing that bridge, and then from there it can kind of see this intersection as well as you're all driving up. There's a hill to the east of the Bug Zapper. You see another walker on that, and then there's a third one just up the road from you guys, on a low hill, kind of seeing out maybe the next mile or so down the road. And Cade is standing there next to the Bug Zapper. I'll pull up your black sedan with Ember. All small. I don't mean to make you too small, but just something we can.
Are the
Small.
lights on the car like red?
Yeah. Why not? Right? um, the black and red is very tight for Arasaka. So, um, yeah, like maybe along the trim, there's like a tracer of red LED, going down the exterior body, and then like if you ever need a light anywhere in the car, you press a little button, a little red light shines down so you can see some stuff, that kind of thing in your car. This is not a coffin car, right? So it has windows and all that kind of stuff, but it is a heavy car, heavily armored. And yeah, you all pull up. The Bug Zapper is, as I've described in the past, it is a old comms shack. And I don't know if any of y'all ever seen those along the side of the highway, but they are dull as shit by design. They are brown brick, sometimes red brick, but in this case, it's tan, dull brown brick. It is a one-story structure, about 20 by 20, maybe 15 by 15 in like dimensions on the footprint. There's clearly no air conditioner. There's a little like fan above the one steel door that lets you in. You can see a cement pad where there used to be a big generator. And you can see and then next to that pad, you can see another cement pad that used to hold a comms tower. You can still see the mounting for those things is still like bolted and sealed to the ground. But the structures that were on those mounts have all been looted long ago. On top of that pad where the generator used to live, you can see two piles of clothes that have been picked over. Looks like some rain has come by and kind of like disturbed them, washed them kind of off the pad a little bit. But you can see that like someone was laid to rest here and their stuff was picked over. And there's no like body or bones or stuff left. It's just clothes.
Are there any nice clothes?
Not anymore. No, they're
Okay.
they're terrible.
Oh,
But on the wall of the Bug Zapper of this like tan brick building is some graffiti, and in like big electric blue letters, like bright blue with nice dark shading around the letters, it says Bug Zapper in big scrawl across it, and along the bottom are a bunch of look like people wearing visors, right, with X's over them. And there's a bunch of them there on the wall.
How many?
There are 13.
Well, that doesn't
they-
bode well.
Are they all the same like photo 13 times, or are they like slightly? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a stencil. You know.
For like a World War II plane.
Yeah.
You are very quiet. See?
Yeah, Casey.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Okay. Well,
Cade comes walking up to you all, and looks around and says, "I got the door open. There's not much to say inside. I mean, I'm sure it means a lot of stuff to you guys, but it's just a little room. We've got 360 up. I've got eyes on the water from 2 of them. I've got eyes all over the land, so we're safe as kittens here. Kind of looking at you all. Who's leading the run? I want to make sure I've comms with you."
Jebediah's.
Okay.
Looks around like, yeah.
So he checks real quick to make sure he can talk to all 3 of you. And then in your hand, Jebediah, he hands you another like walkie-talkie right outside of your normal comms. It's like, if anything gets compromised, this is a separate network. Well, let me show you to it, I guess.
Thanks,
And
kid.
he opens the steel door, and inside is a clean, tiled floor that's clearly like those old data center floors. Like you can pull up the tiles, and there's going to be conduit and wires and all that kind of stuff underneath your feet. Um, and in the back of the room is this tall network rack with some, red LEDs on it. It's black. And you can see where, you can just go in and just connect your cyber deck straight into it. Somebody some time along ago like added the trodes so you can just connect to it, and those trodes are still there. And there's an old, like, on that same wall is a piece of plywood with like really old school telephone wires, like punch down wires that like all come down and feed into this um, ancient analog phone system that's all just still there. Um, really thin conduit, or not thin, but not conduit, but really thin gauge wire, all coming off that panel leading down into the floor. And then you've got this big rack that is like all the new stuff, like when the net was replaced with all the cool stuff that they were building. This rack was part of that. And obviously, this is connecting to old net and still working, still on.
Well, what a find. I've been
What
here
is
for
it?
years. Server node
Mhm.
basically is how you got into the net back in the day. You either
Wait,
had this at your place, or you went to a place and jacked in there.
are you saying we found something older than you?
Yeah.
Are we sure it's gonna work?
I mean, there's 13 people who found out otherwise.
That doesn't really settle my heart down any, though. Thanks. Um, is there a way to like check those nodes before we dive in?
Out of character, David. Is there a way to check the nodes? I've never net run, so.
So you can like make sure that like connectivity is good, and like understanding what you're connecting to before you jack in. Like, am I connecting into someone's network, or am I connecting into the old net? That kind of thing. But you won't know what's on the other side until you jack in.
Like, we can see if everything's up and running and to see exactly what we're jacking into, if it's the old net or a network, but we ain't gonna know until we get there. So I say we boogie oogie.
Okay, are you ready, V?
I guess. I just don't want to die. Let's do it. Let's do it. And he just starts like just doing like a little mumbling pump up, like, let's do it. I got it. Let's do it.
Just
Yeah.
remember, you can't move around like you can in the new net. It's left, right, straight or back. Straight forward or straight back. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And then I guess we go in. Do we need to roll in a phrase?
Nope. You just get in.
Back in.
Yep. So you all, I'm just making sure I get this right. Yep. So you all connect your cyber decks to this stack and jack in. There's a mere instant where all three of you are voom 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 landing in here, and you are on. It's like you're levitating. You're in there's a single point, a little teeny tiny pixel, gray pixel of a sea of black that has a little like information tag that says, your connection point, and you can access it and jack out, or you know really use it to access to jack out. But normally it would give you more information. Just checking it right now, it looks like all it's going to give you is the ability to jack out whenever you select that item in this
Okay.
inky blackness. But you are not on a grid. You are suspended in air, in the net, in ether. You're surrounded by this uh, this black space, and as you kind of look around, you can see all three of you. You've got your icons up. The images that represent your characters in the net are, fully realized and rezzed here. Jacking in took you one net action, so you both have, or all of you have, two more net actions available to you in the first instant of you arriving in the network.
Cool.
Anything
We all
you
have to read.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of programs and stuff available to you. And while you're reading, I'll just describe that as you kind of look out across this inky blackness, there is pinhole lights, almost like starlight. Um uh spherically around you. So low, sides, top. The three of you are kind of looking around, and you're seeing these little pinhole lights all around you.
So, out of character, we should start with Pathfinder. And you two have boosts to that with Sia.
See ya.
Okay. So
Whereas
had a
I
plus
don't.
2.
So,
Okay.
what do you guys' icons look like? I'm curious.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
The side, the general side and coloring of the mystery van from Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Love it.
Mine is a woman who just if you can imagine a glare on somebody that's occasionally white light and then back to black light. Kind of over and over. You're talking, we cannot hear you. You're muted. Yeah.
My fault. I said Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
What is that? What?
Batman villain.
Oh. Wait. What? Okay. That's the thing.
Casey, what's your character's name again? I'm so sorry.
Jebediah.
With an H, I think, at the end.
Oh no.
Maybe not.
Okay.
So
So I got Sia. Is that a +2 to my interface roll?
That's a +2 to your Pathfinder check.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Where do I roll Pathfinder at?
Just interface. Interface +2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my fault. All right.
And then, Katrina, will you spell your character's name for me one more time?
MEL INOE.
Perfect. Thank you. You guys are suspended on this net. Right, Ta with an 11, and Rat with a 14. Nice roll.
And I think Case, never mind, Case has one chat.
Well, I'll describe. Okay, cool. Yeah, with a 10. So I'll describe for Katrina because you're gonna go the furthest. So Melanoa, right? Is Melanoa?
Melanoy.
Melanoy. Oh, thank you. So Melanoy, you, all three of you ping out real quick just to see what you're able to connect with, right? And you can connect with your exit node, and then it's blank. Otherwise, it's it's like there's nothing else here other than this one little pixel. And as you look out across this sphere, you can see the little pinhole lights are getting larger.
Okay. I don't see anything past us and the exit, except for those lights.
How far are they?
They look to be, I mean, you don't know how big the thing is, what those lights represent. So they could be incredibly far away, right? Kind of looking at them, there's that like optical illusion where your brain doesn't quite process the distance very well. Um, but certainly they are getting bigger.
That can't be good.
Well, it's the only thing to investigate.
Well, forward we go, I guess.
As you imagine yourself stepping forward, you lunge several feet away from your point of reference behind you, and your two compatriots get, obviously further away from you, and you're, visually you're probably 10 or so feet away from them. Um, what would that be? 3 meters away from them.
What do I do here?
What?
Do I keep going forward, or do I need to run another?
I was just describing that, like, kind of as you
Oh,
incidentally thought of moving forward, you lunged forward. But
oh,
if your character wants to continue to go forward, by all means, they can do so.
oh yeah. No, I'm gonna take off towards the lights, but I am gonna have my attack programs running, ready to go just in case.
Yeah, what old programs are you running? Because you've got some time.
I'm running. Let me bring it up. For attack, I am running. I apologize. What is that? Hellbolt and Banhammer. Hellbolt being to attack an actual netrunner in meat space, and then Banhammer for black ice.
Okay.
And then defense, I have shield and flak. And then I have speedy. I feel like I'm a butcher. I keep wanting to say Gonzalez, but it's not that.
It is that. Speedy
Isn't it?
Gonzalez?
Yep, Speedy
Is that how
Gonzalez.
that? That's the first time I've ever seen that spelled out. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
as
With the
and
V in there. Yeah, Speedy
yeah,
Gonzalez. Yep. Yeah. So you got a speed boost. You've got your two attack programs up, and you said shield and flak.
yeah, shield and flak for defense.
Okay, cool. So yeah, your icon has this. I'm sorry, I didn't catch what your icon looked like earlier. What does Jebediah's icon look like?
Killer Croc
Oh, that's
from
right. That's right.
yeah.
So yeah, all around Killer Croc is this like honeycomb shield, boom, 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 in like maybe a yellow or blue, whatever color you like. And then the flak is like a cloud of like blinding lights that just like kind of breathes with you, right? As you move through this space, and you start tearing off towards this towards the cloud of lights, and there's this like vapor trail behind you, speeding Gonzalez, right? As you're moving.
I will also make sure all my programs are up.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
What
And
what programs do you have up?
I have armor and flak up.
Okay.
Armor is kind of this yellow, almost sickly color, like yellow armor.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it's like old school, like pauldron style armor, or like samurai armor. What flavor of armor is
it
she
would be
wearing?
more. It's like old school, like old Roman,
Nice.
Roman or
Yeah.
Grecian style.
Cool. Awesome. So like
Um,
the leathers and the the like bracers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. Love it.
And then I also have flak, so I kind of have a multicolored lights around me as well, but they're also kind of this sickly greenish yellow color.
Cool. Cool.
And then I have my other programs ready to go in the background.
Okay. Excellent. And what are you up to?
I'm going to follow Jebediah, but I'm going to stay like 3 yards back.
Okay.
I'm
So
going
yeah,
to keep a distance between the two of us.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And V13.
We can run all of the programs, right? Or is there a certain number we can run?
No,
at a
you
time?
can run all the programs you've got.
Okay.
If any of your programs get derezzed, so if they like take damage or they've yeah, basically if they ever take damage, then they derez. You have to do the old IT thing of turn it off and on again. So you have to spend a net action to turn it off and another net action to turn it back on.
Okay.
So unless it gets like destroyed, and there are some programs out there that will like actually corrupt and destroy other programs.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, programs just get derezzed as they take damage on the net and get all twisted up in their own logic.
Cool. And so V13, which looks like the mystery van, has armor, shield, and flak going up. And every time you add something new, like the truck and the van gets even like more tankier and more built out.
Cool.
So it's like more of a like armored vehicle. And then like a comical hammer on the top of it, like that comes out.
Like on a big spring kind of thing,
mhm.
so you can
Yeah.
like manipulate it. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
Are you saying Scooby Doo goes to
Post-apocalyptic world, yes.
the hell's the name of that movie? I just lost it. Mad Max.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great way of
Mhm.
looking at it. Yeah. So it's all like a highly modified mystery van,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's like terrifying now,
Yeah.
because of all the stuff bristling off of it. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, good stuff. So, and what are you doing? These two are tearing off towards just one of the barriers of the light, right? As it's coming in.
Yeah. So I would probably kind of speed forward, not quite to but probably in pace with Melanoy.
Okay, excellent. So I kind of this is great. I actually have kind of a marching order. Jebediah, I'm going to put you in front, and then
So dangerous when your GM says that. Hey, look, a marching order.
isn't that
Yay.
neat? All right, so Jebediah is in front, and then you're being followed by Mel and the mystery van, and Mel with her like cloud of like this sickly yellow stuff, right? And then this big armored tanky looking mystery van, and all of these little points of light that are getting closer and closer and closer. You start to make out like details. You start to make out features, and they're all faces. They're all somebody's face, and after a few moments, you realize that they're all uniform, a uniform face, and they're coming at you from every direction, and it looks like wherever you move, this whole sphere is moving with you, because you're not getting any further from the ones that you're running from, and you're not getting especially closer to the ones in front of you. And the face, as it comes into relief, as you're gliding along here, is this bespeckled, hair pulled back with big wires and connector trodes coming out of his head, in this like kind of grotesque, not like accordion octopus type thing on all of these as they're coming in towards your three characters. As you are running along, Mel, because you had such good Pathfinder earlier, you detect first that that what you're looking at is effectively one big black ice that is massive as it comes careening towards you. Your roll means that you detected what it was 14 steps out. So, like, maybe 12 away from Jebediah, 12 away from V13, and 14 away from you, kind of thing.
I will call out black ice. Everybody on their toes.
Okay. And I will represent these black ice with these fun little tokens.
That is a creepy picture.
Isn't it?
Don't like it.
And when you Google Rache Bartmoss, this is the
You
guy.
get some stuff, eh?
Yep. And I'm going to say that all three of you know this face. All three of you know Bartmoss. He is the architect of the net. He is the creator of the old net. And when he died, he had a kill switch somewhere on the net that ruined everything. And apparently, he set up shop here in this server. Or one of his old AIs did set up shop here in this server. So, yeah, I'm going to.
Out of character, we ran into the same, well, not this same, but this dude in Sacramento, right?
Yeah, exact same
That killed
face.
Sparks' brother. Okay.
Exact same face that killed Sparks' brother. Yes, exactly.
Lovely.
And I'm just going to rebalance this whole sitch.
I like the Cerberus.
Yeah,
Tokens.
isn't it cool?
Mhm.
So I gotta give a quick shout out. The Cyberpunk Discord has a channel. The unofficial Cyberpunk Discord has a channel called NPC for You, and there's some really awesome people in there that go in and create all of these like network tokens and the token for Cade earlier, and those like walker drones that all came from that place. And so I've been kind of sitting on wanting to do a big net run with icons, and so this will be, kind of the first time I get to do that. Get these a little further away from me. Yeah. Okay. As this huge AI is coming in at you all. I want to go to break now because we're going to do this fight, and I don't want to interrupt the fight.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So everybody who is tuned in, and we're about to start this huge network fight, I am going to, we're going to take a quick break. Let me pull up our giveaway machine. Oh gosh, not in there. Over here is where I want it. We are sponsored by Legend Keeper, which is how we manage this campaign and all of our other campaigns. I've gotten like a Wandering DM onto Legend Keeper now. I've seen him use it. There's a bunch of other people that are using it, and it's a really, really cool program. Actually, that's what's up on screen right now. Hey, you want to see who the Z-Boys are? Here's an article about the Z-Boys that I wrote, right? And I don't think the players are allowed to see this one. I think I got this one blocked so that only I get to see it until we're ready, right? Until we're ready. So I've got cool pictures of them and some information about these guys and all that good stuff in Legend Keeper. And then this could link off to other sites, other articles. I don't show this on the stream very often, but I have a whole there's all the net running rules, all of the life path rules, yeah. So all the cool stuff that exists in the game has a home here for us. Anyways, so this is a really cool program. We're going to be giving away a beta access to Legend Keeper. I'm going to start the giveaway now. To enter into win, all you have to do is put ! Legend Keeper into the chat. That'll enter you into win. Again, really powerful program, really great stuff. We are going to step away for 10 minutes. Is that good for you guys?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And yeah, when we get back, we will do the thing. Let me go find my taking a break screen, and Folks, we will be back in 10 minutes to see how our 3 netrunners from Arasaka fare against Rache Bartmoss and his like machinations.
Lovely.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
probably die.
Maybe. And hey, they're NPCs, right?
Yeah.
I
Everyone go
like
at it. Full force.
Jebediah though.
Yeah. Who doesn't
Right?
like
Like,
Jebediah?
I like my NPC.
Yeah. All right. Guys, we'll be back in 10. Right, we are back. Woo! Let's do this. Yeah. So back from break, as these points of light, which are now faces, start to come in at you. You see these faces are like fiber optics. Behind them are these like big long tails of light behind them, as they're rushing in towards you all. And you, um, as they're getting kind of closer and closer to you, we're gonna figure out initiative here in a second. But is there anything y'all want to do in the last like couple of net actions that are available to you.
What
Let me
what can we do?
Um,
So is it like cloak? Is cloaking a possibility?
yeah, cloaking is a possibility.
Okay.
Any of your other programs, if y'all wanted to change your positioning at all, you could do so. Um, just, completely up to you. I didn't know if there was anything that y'all wanted to do before we roll initiative.
I have deck rash. Do I need to have? Is that always just something I'm booting in the background, or do I need to let you know?
Deck crash?
Yeah, deck crash. I'm sorry, I didn't separate the two Ks.
No, you're fine. I'm just making sure I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, so that is something that you can use during your turn. So, like, on your turn, you're going to have 3 net actions, and you can use any of the programs you have available to you or any of the abilities that are innate to all netrunners, right? Like Cloak or Pathfinder or Zap, right? If you just want to like ping it, plink it for some damage, you could zap it. Um, so yeah, at any time you can do those, but using them takes an action, and you get 3 actions per meat space round, right? And right as these lights are coming in, all of you hear Cade come into your speakers. And he says, "Hey guys, I don't know what's going on in there, but 3 more faces just showed up on this wall."
Wait, what?
I shit you not, dude. I just saw 3 new faces show up on this wall. They're not X'd out, but they're here. Like they got painted here, but there's nobody here. I checked.
That's disconcerting.
Kate, we just hit massive black ice. It's she would say whatever the guy's name was because my brain left it.
Yep. Rache.
It's Rache.
Fuck. Good luck, guys.
Thanks. I'm gonna cloak.
So I guess I'm just gonna be ready.
What I don't know because I'm not read. Would backdoor checking anything make sense now, or is this no?
This is straight
So I'd
combat.
cloak too.
This is either
All right,
cloak
I'd
or
cloak.
combat.
And does cloak look like change appearance, or is it just kind of harder to see? Because I have an idea of what cloaking would look like.
Yeah, so cloaking is you can describe what the visual effect is for your character. I'm all into you guys have your own visual effects that happen on your characters, and they can be as cool or as muted as you like. And it really is, does the black eye see you?
Cool.
Is the question.
Cool. So V13 would definitely like back up to Melanoi's area, or like just kind of like side by side, and then as we're driving forward, kind of like a black cartoon portal pops up and drives through it, and then you don't see anything on the other side.
Cool. Roll your cloak. Which I think is
And it's
just
just interface
I
again.
think it's just interface. Unless you have anything that gives you a boost to that, it's just straight up
I
interface.
think I
Eraser does.
Yep.
Eraser does.
Yep.
Okay, do I have Eraser?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I do.
I believe
Sorry.
it was the one that we
I
put
do.
together.
All right. So I have another +2, and then interface.
Okay. So 16 plus 2? Or is
No,
it?
that is what the +2 in there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I always want to,
Um,
you never know how people are doing
No, of
on
course.
their sheet side, so thank you.
For me, it's gonna be like kind of just grabbing at the blackness and wrapping around me like a cloak. With a flourish.
So you're like grabbing at the ether around you and swirling around you, and it
Yep.
cloaks you up. Nice.
Yep.
So I'm into that.
And that was a shitty roll.
10?
That didn't include my +2. It's 12.
Okay. All good. Let's see here. So let me note that Mel is cloaked for 10.
For 12.
Oh, for 12? Okay, perfect. And V13 is cloaked for 16. And Jebediah, you look at your party and you see them both vanish out of thin air. You know what they're doing, but they have clearly obscured themselves right before combat hits.
Cool.
You can also cloak. Like that is just
All
a
of us can
standard
cloak.
ability to all of us.
Oh, all of it. It's not just it's not a program.
Mm-mm.
No, it's ability. So there's a difference. There's interface abilities, which is a list,
Yep.
and then there's the programs that we're running.
Yep. And some of us are running programs that give bonuses to some of those innate abilities, like cloak
Right. Yep.
or Pathfinder.
Well. Let me just
I'll
go
share
ahead
a
and
link with you guys.
let's go ahead and boogie oogie. I'm a cloak as well. I don't have
Yes.
to fight. I'm not gonna fight. Not yet, anyway. Especially since my
Sorry for
teammates just rolled on me. Just like, nah, we're not here anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
look
the
at that.
smart thing.
Very
Like a
good.
ghost.
Look at that 19.
19.
All right.
Yeah.
So
What does it look like?
Yeah. How do you?
That's he would definitely his skin would change into whatever the background is.
Oh, cool. So it's like,
Like a chameleon effect, yeah.
yeah, cool. Love it.
I'm gonna really go into this reptile theme right now.
Awesome. So, Rache here, folks, they have not actually released the stats for a Rache Bartmoss demon, so I am making this shit up as we go. Well, I'm not making it up as we go. I have some ideas in terms of what their stuff is like. So he is going to roll.
Oh God, demons have their own like section in the book. No,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and
do not like.
so the Black Ice has a section, and what we are shared does not include the demons. They're too big. So I'm seeing the basic Black Ice.
Fine.
Um, so I'm like, okay, well, what's bigger than these things? I know, more numbers on all of these fronts. So either way, so
So this would be pretty easy then. It sounds like it.
well, we'll see. Who all
It's like
gets spotted. Okay. All right. Okay. So it continues to rush in as like more resolution and just more detail shows up. Raish is howling in laughter. He's giddy with glee on his face. It's like a repeating GIF, right? It just like goes for 2.3 seconds and then repeats, right? In kind of a jarring way. All these faces coming in at you all. Let's roll initiative, because even though you're cloaked, you still get to decide when you act in relation to this creature.
is initiative different?
It is
for when?
unless you have, I think Speedy Gonzalez gives you a boost to initiative.
It's just-
+2.
Yep. And so do your interface plus if you have a program that's boosting your initiative, and then I will run his initiative, which is his speed plus the die.
14.
12.
You gotta add 2 to that.
Okay.
I think. Hold on, let me check.
I think you have speedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Raish, lucky for you all, Raish rolled for shit on their initiative. So I see Jebediah and V13 both got a 14. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So the two of you can. I'm fine with you all like kind of intermixing your net actions, and actually all three of you go at the same time. You all go ahead of the Raish, so you might as well just between the three of you, kind of like if one of you wants to do an action, another one of you wants to follow up with an action. I'm all into that. You each have 3 net actions. Raish is gonna get 4, and then we'll reset right back at the top with you all getting basically 9 actions between the 3 of you, which is
Cool.
great. It's a 12.
How much HP does a Cerberus have?
So you all have certainly hit black ice before. Your standard black ice has like somewhere between 10 and 25 res. And resolution is how much, digital strength it can lose before it dereses, right? So your standard thing is at like somewhere between 10 and 25.
Um, if I were to do an action, like let's just use Zap as an example, would Zap take me out of cloak, or would I still be cloak?
It would take you out of cloak.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Pretty much any offensive action is going to take you out of cloak.
Okay.
Now there is there's a bit of a logic puzzle here. Like this sphere of faces is getting closer, and the border of your existence is getting smaller.
Hmm.
Right. So
Is
there is a question of like, well, how much can you really like? How long before you just get bumped into?
Sure. Are there like gaps in between these faces, or is it now just completely closed off?
It's like
wall?
becoming a cloud of faces. Yeah.
Okay.
So that there are maybe gaps, but they're not very big. And if you
Okay.
wanted to make a play for a gap, we'd have to see if you made it, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm probably gonna.
That's a great question.
Wait, what's his second call? Oh. How far? Like, what would we be attacking?
So you have
Just the cloud?
like the border of all these faces. It's clearly black ice, and so you can attack it.
Okay.
And
So just like that cloud.
yeah, so I mean, you all could be like back to back, or like in a line, or however you want to arrange yourselves, and you V13 can just attack one of them, right?
Okay.
A face or a set of faces. It's effectively all the same object as far as you're concerned.
Okay.
Just it has a visual appearance of, many faces coming in, all right next to each other as they're like starting to crowd your vision.
I say we just all blip into space there and go back to back, Charlie's Angel style.
Okay. All right. Sure. I think that will probably be our best plan.
Yeah.
And as like we're kind of like lining up or like kind of preparing, you see that the hammer goes away and it's just a giant saw blade under like the car comes out instead.
Love it.
I love this boomerang Scooby Doo go gadget mobile you got going on.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, all of you can have attacks before it gets to hit you all. So, what do you all want to do?
I'll swipe it. I'll go first.
Okay, cool. So you roll your interface. What are you hitting it with? You're hitting it with a sword?
Yeah, I'm hitting it with a sword.
Okay, cool. So that gives you a +1 on your roll because it has a 1 in the attack column. So interface
Cool.
+1. Excuse me.
Okay.
Versus whatever its defense is.
Okay.
Which unfortunately you don't know the defense.
Well, a lot of 14s tonight.
Oh, look at you. Okay. Well, smokes, dude. You hit the thing.
Nice.
Awesome. So yeah, roll the damage on your sword.
Yes. 5d6.
And as your like big chainsaw blade thing comes out, and like you watch as the two faces next to you like shatter into like little digital bits, little squares getting smaller and blockier and smaller and blockier.
7. damage.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Awesome. Next attack.
I'll blip up in that circle as well, with a Grecian sword, and swing attack at the closest one to me.
Cool. Yeah, there's plenty to choose from. You can attack in all directions, right?
Yep.
So go ahead and do your thing.
An 11.
An 11. Okay, cool. So yeah, you swipe out and you watch as the blade bounces off of his like big goggled sunglasses. And like you see the scratch in the glasses, but you know you're not doing real damage with this attack.
All right. Back up into defense.
I'm gonna come out wielding a band hammer, but instead of one giant hammer, I got two like mid-size hammers.
Okay, I'm into that.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, you come out two goosh, 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 big war hammers.
Yep.
Give me your stuff. I think that's also a +1, right?
I do believe so. Let me look.
Krat, did you include your +1
+1
from the weapon? The weapon gives you a +1. The
Yeah,
sword.
Oh, I did not. It would have been up 1 then.
Okay, then you would have hit because it was a defensive 12 on that roll. So go ahead and do your 3d6 of damage.
14.
Whoa!
Oh,
Look at
nice.
that.
I crit. I don't know if that
2
counts,
6s.
but I
Look
critted.
at that. Look at that.
What?
Yeah. So let's roll the let's roll the crit table.
Where's the crit table? Trying to remember where it is. Critical injuries.
Yep.
It's on 203.
Yep. So
roll 2d6 again.
It is 2d6.
Good.
10. Awesome. So yeah, in the like meat space there would be something, right? So I'm gonna say in this space, what you see is your like blade comes down and swipes across the face. You see this face shatter into blocky bits, and then you see the like 10 faces near it all get these cracks, like you're looking in broken glass. So like there's this array of like broken faces in front of you
Sweet.
as they like begin to slow and like move in weird directions. You know, like instead of coming in at you, they like drift over to the sides.
Instead, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like they're kind of lost for a second here.
Cool.
And so I just got to make sure I note the damage. Okay, 14. Perfect. Beautiful. Good stuff. I love seeing the crits happen. All right.
Yes.
So
Let me try to follow. I was like, let me try to follow that up.
Bam, bam, bam with your
Sorry.
hammers. No, it's great. It's good. It's good. So yeah, do your to hit there, sir.
Yeah, add a 1 to that, so that's
So
an
an 11. Okay, cool. So this one misses, and just so you all know, it's not a static number. I am rolling their defense every time you guys make a hit. So sometimes you're gonna get it on a number. Sometimes it's gonna be different because this is an active defense system.
Cool.
It is actively trying to not get hit by you guys, right? But sometimes it connects. So
We are actively trying not to get hit by it.
right, yeah. So in a minute, you'll get to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yay.
So again, all three of you get to go again. You get 2 more turns each before it gets to do its thing, because of the way the as I understand the netrunner economy works, action economy works. You're faster. You just get to go first, and that's 3 hits. Bam, bam, bam. If you 3 hits, 2 hits in a cloak, or whatever you like, kind of deal.
I will got it again.
Cool, do it. It's a 10 this time.
Well, how dare you, sir? Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So you
Is that with the
thrust at
+1?
one of the cracked images, and it like that facing of it just deflects off. You know that it was just the moment wasn't quite right for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take a stab at it.
With your saw. Saw
With
at
my
it.
saw.
Yeah. Holy smokes,
Yay.
that's a good one, dude. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good hit. So yeah, you hit. So let's do your 3d6.
Okay.
Nice.
Well,
Nine.
not terrible.
Yeah, not awful. Okay, perfect. Um, let's see here.
Jebediah.
Jebediah, why don't you throw one in?
There we go.
Is that a +1 on that?
Yeah, no, you gotta add the 1 to it. It's not adding it in for some reason.
Okay, so this turns out to be a hit today. So go ahead and roll your 2d6 damage with that Van Hammer. Boom, boom, as you smash these faces in front of you. And like the face you hit absolutely shatters into this like macro blocking dissipation, but there's other faces nearby. Slash roll. 2d6.
Flash roll.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has. There is a
Buttons
button.
on the sheet.
Yeah, there is a button where you can just like bang out 2d6 on.
Yep.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
Cool.
First, it's on the sheet page.
Yeah, the first tab.
Mm-hmm.
And that way it looks all pretty for the audience. Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Hey, damage is damage, right? And sometimes they die by 3. So, good stuff. All of you have gone twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back to the top. How are you feeling, Katrina?
So Mel is going to look at the situation and decide that she does not want to be attacked by the black ice this coming round. So she's going to pull at the fabric again.
Okay.
And try and slide away.
Yep. So if you have anything that gives you bonuses, by all means add those, but straight up interface.
Don't think my booster is for slide. No, it's for backdoor. There isn't a booster for slide. Which is a bummer. I wish there was. I'll take a
Right?
15 though.
Whoa.
Actually, it's a 14, Dave.
Oh, it's a 14. Okay, fair enough. But still,
Against his perception.
whatever its perception is, yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you all watch as her sickly yellow visage gets wrapped up in inky blackness and dissipates. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And do I want to risk it, or do I just want to
The
hide?
biscuit.
I feel just so unsatisfied with that 3 damage. I'm gonna attack again.
Hell yes. So yeah. This is okay. Go ahead and do your thing. It's like an 8 to hit right now. All right, yeah, you hit. So good stuff. Yeah, you swing those hammers, smash another face. Let's roll some damage. 2d6.
Come on.
You got a 5.
Yeah.
Hey, still damage is damage. All right, so you and go ahead, V13.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to risk it or slide. Let's slide.
Okay, roll your slide.
And is that just a
You slippery bus.
well, I have an idea of what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen if I make it. Let me just take this one off. Interface.
Okay. So V13 cloaked or slid with an 8. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
And what it looks like is it starts like, burning out its tires and then slides and drifts away as like the smoke is kind of covering it.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, you three are standing there kind of back to back. You've been smashing faces. There's actually kind of a gap where Mel, you had smashed and critted some faces. As those faces are continuing to drift in weird directions, kind of lost for this round. And Jebediah, you're standing there alone with your 2 hammers. You know your compatriots are near you, but you're visually represented as the only one standing, right? With your two hammers out. And Rache. Okay. I need you, Jebediah, to dodge a 9 attack. So roll your interface to see if you can dodge being hit for a 9.
Let me double check something. Make sure I don't have any. The Speedy Gonzalez give me a +2 to my dodge.
I think it only gives you a +2 to your initiative.
Yeah, just to your speed.
Yep, which is your initiative, yeah.
All right.
Are you running shield?
Huh?
Nothing. Never mind. Nothing.
So just my interface. It's not switching over for me, by the way, Katrina. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
Hey, look at that. So
Hey.
you dodge as this face just comes at you. It just tries to collide with you. And you twist out of its way. And then next hit coming at V13. V13, you're going to need to dodge an 11 to hit.
Okay. And it's just interface?
It's just
anything,
interface.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
No,
No
Gavin, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's one
I
coming
have-
at you. You jump like up right as 2 more are coming right down on top of you, right? And
all right. So I have a bunch of armor stuff. So let me see what's going to happen.
okay, cool. Yeah. And let me just make sure in my notes here. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Okay, cool. So you jump out of the way as these 2 faces come slamming down on you from above, doing 10 damage to your brain, unless there's something you have that'll stop it.
So I don't think shield is going to apply because it seems like that's only for non-black ice. And so for armor, it says lowers all damage you would receive by 4 as long as this program remains rezzed.
Yep.
And then flak says reduce the attack of all non-black ice. Okay, so just the 4.
Okay.
So it's just a -4.
So yeah, instead of 10, you take 6, and your armor's res goes down to 1 as the armor absorbs all this damage.
Okay.
Sorry, you still wait. Hold on a second. Let me think about how that would work. It stops 4 from getting to you. It buffers off some of that hit, right? And so you would have taken 6. It's not attacking your program, so the 6 goes straight to you.
Okay. What? How much health do we have?
Oh, yeah, great question. I'm gonna say you all have 30.
Okay. I'll keep track of that.
Just keep it simple.
1, 2. Okay.
Serious wounded's half of that, right? So when we get to 15, we're in serious wounded, right?
Right. Yep. All right. So next hit is coming back at Jebediah. It's gonna hit you for on an 8. So roll to dodge an 8.
Show me the number 9. 11.
Awesome. Good stuff. And then the last one is going to try and hit you again, Jebediah. This one is an 11. So dodge an 11.
You telling me to dodge an 11? You kind of cut out there.
Yeah. Dodge an 11 to hit as another face comes swooping in at you.
Show me a number 12. Damn.
All
Should have
right.
used some luck.
All right. Oh, that's shit damage. So you take 5 damage to the brain.
Cool. I have. Look, let me remember. I think I took. Nope, that's incorrect. Gear. There it is. I took 7 shield, right?
So
Armor's
shield
the only.
only works on non-black armor, black ice programs. So armor is the only one that's going to help you guys avoid damage, unfortunately.
So we would have to take actual armor, not flak.
Yeah, and this is one of those things like y'all were going to a net run kind of blind, unfortunately. So you got things that were helpful, but you had to cover a lot of bases. You weren't really sure what was going to happen in here, right? And sometimes that's just the way this works.
So I took 6 directly.
Yeah, straight to the brain pan. Yeah.
Awesome. I feel great.
Right?
Wait, do you take 5 or 6?
He takes 5. My apologies. 5.
Oh, 5. 1, 2. Cool. All right.
All right. Okay, so those are the 4 attacks by Rache. Let's go back to the top as you all have. The sphere is now smaller, but there is a gap where Mel had smashed some faces earlier. It looks like they've been kind of correcting themselves and they're kind of coming back in, but there's still a passageway there.
Like for us to go deeper or to like continue fighting?
It's like kind of imagine that you are in a room that's getting smaller, and she was able to bust a hole in a wall. The wall is starting to close back in, but you can kind of see through to kind of blackness on the other side, so where there's no more faces, kind of thing.
I'm gonna head towards that then.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things where like you could try and squeeze through kind of one at a time, or you could like try and damage some more of the faces there to make that a bigger hole so that y'all could go through as a group.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, perfect. And you always get a move action within the net, so
Oh, cool.
So you can do your attacks and then move quite easily.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my giant ass saw blade again.
Sweet. Yep.
And swipe it.
Okay. It has a 12 defense.
And it's a +1 because, right?
Yep. So it's
It's
plus one. It's a +1 because it's a sword.
Okay, I missed.
Okay, fair enough. So all good. You're in the right spot. You're hacking away at it, and it just glances off some of these like now flickering screens.
I want to blip back in, like behind one.
Yeah, it never saw you, so you slid just fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna slide up behind one of these faces and do like a whole like just push and charge
Cool.
of my sword into the back of this skull.
Awesome. Yeah, you all see as she flickers back into existence behind one of them, and jams her sword into the into like the fiber optic cable that's feeding that face.
9.
9. Oh well, let's see how it did. That is a 10. Unfortunately, to not get hit. So either way, you're in there, and the face flows along the fiber optic cable and is right in front of you now. As you all see, like one of the squares go black, or not black, but like just fades to white as the face moves along the fiber optic to spot this intruder. Good stuff. And Jebediah, what do you want to do, buddy?
I'm gonna go and attack.
Sweet. Okay.
You gotta add a 1 to that.
Yeah. It rolled a 1 on its defense, so you hit for a show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It didn't do great in that moment.
Can I have some damage here?
5 damage.
No, I cannot. Now I'm starting to see how Ethan feels.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
You roll well to hit, and then like no follow up. Okay, so let's we're all good on that stuff real quick. You guys have been doing some pretty good damage to this thing so far.
Correction, 2 of them has been doing pretty good damage. I am
You
losing.
have now hit it 3 times. All right,
I've hit it 3 times.
okay.
Okay.
You've hit it more than anybody. Next up in our list, who wants to go next?
I'm sorry, I was reading something when you were describing the thing that Gavin started to move towards or was looking at.
Yeah, so last round, you had basically opened a hole in some of the faces. It's a small hole. One of you could fit through it this round. Or you guys could hack at it and make it bigger if you wanted to. And so Gavin went over there and is trying to work on this hole in the wall of faces to see what's on the other side, basically.
Okay. I'll let him continue that then.
Okay.
I will move more to like a defensive position near B13.
Okay.
In the combat, I guess, and and I will just do kind of like a slash motion back and forth.
Sure.
At the closest thing.
Yeah, because there's all these faces coming at V13, so entirely right to like go and say, no, you all die. Whatever you are, you gotta die. So, yeah, go ahead and give me your attack.
9.
It's an 8 defense right now, so
Hey!
you hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Hey, I rolled a 6. 11.
11. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. All right, good stuff. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't roll very well. It is it's an 8 for defense. It was an 8 for defense. So yeah, you're doing great, bud.
All right, and then 3d6. All right.
And I think you're doing 3d6, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Is there a space between the backslash or forward slash?
No, it's / roll 3d6.
I do this. There's so many reasons.
That's why we have buttons. Because typing sucks.
I mean, what you could do, I'm just putting it out there, is take one of the weapon slots, like weapon 6, and put a 3 in the d6 damage area.
Right, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
That is the damage.
Yeah. Oh, and even change the title of the weapon. I'm just...
You could. It might not roll with that name.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
2 ones.
Still, 5 is 5, man. So that's good stuff. So, okay, good stuff. And yeah, as you smash another monitor, that hole is getting bigger. You think like maybe 1 or 2 more, and y'all could probably sneak through as a group.
All right, let's go. I got this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, you come swinging in there, Jebediah, with your 2 hammers. Pop, pop, pop.
Hey.
14.
Can they dodge? They rolled pretty well, but not a 13. So
that's a 14. I was about to say.
Oh, it's a 14. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so
because I don't. It's not registering the +1 for some reason.
Gotcha. Yeah, they would have to roll like to dodge a 14. They'd have to roll like a 9 or a 10. So either way, you hit and roll your 2d6.
Hey, there we go. Finally.
That's respectable. Okay. Good stuff. And where are you attacking, Jebediah?
I'm concentrating to try to make the crack bigger.
Okay,
so
cool.
whatever is around me to make it bigger, that's why I'm
Yeah. You and V13 have been going on this while Mel is kind of protecting the 2 of you. And it looks like if you all get like 1 more monitor down, there's going to be a big enough gap for you all to move through as a group.
I will. We're still in our round, right?
Yep.
Okay. Moving out more in an arc, just like an arc across.
Sweet.
To try and get one or more down if possible.
Okay.
with like just flashiness. There's so much yellow, ugly flashing light. God damn. 8.
Let me do my. Yeah, that's a pretty good roll. So it doesn't get hit or doesn't take any damage on this one, but yeah, you're out there making space for the two of them from these screens coming in.
I will stand guard.
Okay. Does anybody else have actions?
I think I have one more.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right.
Because I missed my first one and then I hit the second one.
Yeah.
And so I think this will be my third.
Yep.
And as you can guess, I'm gonna saw at it.
Yeah, this is a 13 to hit.
Come on, Gavin.
Ah, that was a good roll. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Does anybody else have an action? Does Jebediah have one more?
I have one more.
Okay.
I'm coming in off the top rope.
With your two hammers up, trying to smack it down. This one's gonna be a little bit easier. This is like an 8 to hit.
What is it to hit?
8.
Does luck work in the net?
Yeah.
How much luck do we have?
5.
Oh gosh.
When did you know I'm going to use 1 point of luck on this, so +2 to this.
All right, cool. Hey, look at you. So yeah,
11.
go ahead and do your damage, sir.
Do not be shit for damage.
So 2d6, I think, on those band hammers. Oh man,
What? Why?
4 again.
What?
Why
Told
is
you.
it so much?
This is
Why?
the worst RNG.
Oh!
We've had so many ones tonight.
I know it's tough.
You know what this is? This is punishment for me, Dave, and Katrina because we did so well Wednesday.
That's right. That's right. That's what it is. This is
The game
payback for
doesn't-
Wednesday. Roll 20 knows all. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is a lot of ones y'all have rolled tonight, which is unfortunate. But you do effectively smash one more screen, which makes the hole in this wall big enough that you all could pass through as a group. And you all still have movements available to you, so you could do that now if you wanted to, or stay in here and continue to wreck shit.
And let's push through.
Yeah, and I'll wait for everyone to go ahead of me, so I'll be last.
Okay.
But then I'll follow them.
So you all dive through. There's this like feeling of warping through a tunnel of vines and fiber optic light, and all three of you land on the grid of the old net. It's this, it's this lit causeway of blues and red lines, a lot of red lines, a lot of like bad lines, and then a couple of blue lines that for whatever reason appear clear on your displays. And your decks are going nuts. Your decks are like just listing off the threats in the area and the objects it's detecting in the area. Behind you is you have apparently left the hair of Rache Bartmoss's face, as there's a hole in the back of the head, and you can see this hair, this like digital hair is falling down as the face begins to turn towards you.
Oh, Lord.
And you can see there's these little fissures and cracks in the structure of this giant head that are like beaming light out of it. Like the whole thing is starting to lose some structural capacity, and the whole like head where the neck is has this like long like I don't know, dryer vent tube, this like long twisty tube of like of bits and light, little pulses of light that all connects to this data node here that you're like next to. It's like 2 steps away, and it's like anchored to this thing. And as you look across the vast net, your deck is hudding up all of these objects. There's tons of things on the grid. You can see this huge beacon of light over in the direction where Night City is. Just even out here, you can't even see Night City, but there's just so much stuff there. Even now, there is this like light pollution that's emanating from the grid. And you know that like 1,000 clicks this way is another Rache Bartmoss head. There's rabbits over here. There's something weird going on Oceanside, like in the ocean. There's like a bunch of red lines, and then like it's like blue on, and then flips to red, and then blue, red, blue, red, all in this spot. There's so much stuff going on here, and like this face is turning towards you.
Do we know if we destroy that node, we destroy the head?
You would presume that the head is protecting the node.
You would presume the head is
Yeah,
protecting the node.
like it is attached to it in some way. Like this umbilical that it has, actually at the base of it wraps around the data cache that's there. And it represents as like it's represented as a little like DuckTales style vault, with the big golden wheel, with the like little crank handle, and then like a little knob next to it, just a little vault sitting there on the floor. With
Can we interact with this tether? Like, can we attack that so it gets
totally? Yeah, that's all part of Rache. That whole thing is Rache. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So on its turn.
It's turn.
Yeah, on its turn. The head turns around and is this colossal head. And it's going to try and... Who has been doing the most to this thing? I think Jebediah, at the end of the day, has done the most.
I think he's done most.
So, so it turns and it's above you all, and Jebediah, you watch as its mouth just opens and tries to swallow you whole, as the whole head just moves into the grid, pushing the two of you aside. Okay, dodge a 13 to hit.
Oh, we're gonna add another 2 points of luck into this.
Okay.
I got 1 point of luck left. No, 2 points.
You had 5.
I had 5. I used 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to use your 2 to jump out of the way of this? Holy smokes! Look at that!
Didn't even need it.
Crit! Oh my god!
That's the maximum, almost maximum
God.
you can have.
Oh my god! All right. Well, yeah. You real quick, just move 4 clicks out of the way. Left basically, avoiding this whole head as it comes down. The hair on it has a kind of a weird, like whenever CGI is bad and the dress starts flapping around all crazy like. Its hair does this. It starts to flap all around to try and whip at the 3 of you, as it gets its other 3 attacks in. Going to Mel. That is an 8 to hit.
I got an 8.
All right, so you dodge. Going to V13. That is a 7 to hit. All right, look at you. Going back to Jebediah. That is another 8 to hit. So roll your interface.
I'm gonna fail this time. I feel it. I feel it in my soul.
Don't bring those things out into the ether. Don't say those things.
After that crit success, hey, you dodge it too. So yeah,
Twice.
You all,
because it froze. Cool.
So yeah, you got a 10. So you all watch as the head falls through the grid in an impossible space. Like Jebediah, the grid is where you can be. You can't be like below the grid or above the grid, But Rache can do whatever Rache wants, apparently, as the head passes through the grid down to the ground. Y'all can't see it anymore.
Right.
And it is down there in the muck of the net. Top of the round. What do y'all want to do?
Would we know if like trying to use control to take over that node would be of any effect?
So it is effectively still protected by the black ice.
So it would need to get through the black ice first.
Yeah. And so your challenge now is the black ice is there and you can totally whack on it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do over damage, you could end up hurting the data node.
No. How much damage I think you take?
Who knows?
Could I do a Pathfinder to figure that out?
Sure. Roll your Pathfinder. I like this. I like this style. It's a
+2. I get a +2. Just add 2 to this roll.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh,
Nice.
I need
16.
to close the thing. Cancel it. I'm so sorry. You got a 16. Okay, awesome.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can kind of intuit that this head of Rache Bartmoss is has a pretty strong grasp on this thing. But what your Pathfinder is actually revealing is that now that you have left, it has sent a signal along the grid, and that signal is moving down the grid away from you. And then you've got this. The data node itself, from what you can tell, looks like if you're kind of careful about it, you can do damage to Rache, and you'll start to get like visual signs that Rache is about to die here before you're really at risk of damaging the node.
Okay. So I would let them know, like, there's a signal going whatever which way you said, David.
Yeah, it's like a little red bunny rabbit hopping along.
Yeah.
Headed towards that Rache head that you've learned about that is, 1,000 clicks away.
Well, short time schedule. There's a little rabbit signal heading to go tell the other Rache head that we're messing this Rache head up. But if we coordinate our attacks, we'll see visible cues of him dying before we actually damage this data node. So,
Can the signal be stopped?
can we stop the signal, David?
Yeah, one of you with good speed could chase it down and catch that rabbit.
Cool.
There's only one of us that can do that.
Yeah, I don't have Speedy Gonzalez, so
Neither
Looks
do
like I'm going to catch a rabbit.
I. Smeagol it. So can I use backdoor possibly for this thing?
You have to
For
get
this
through the
little-
black ice,
little thing.
unfortunately.
All right, we have to get
Once you
past
get
this.
through
Okay.
the black ice, there's likely some basic, back door or something to actually open this data cache.
Okay.
But unfortunately, once there's black ice on a
Worth a shot.
thing, you got to deal with that first.
Makes sense. Worth a shot.
I hear you.
So do we want to just start stabbing at this tether?
yeah, I think it's you and me, buddy.
Cool.
We're going to try to catch the rabbit.
Awesome. I want to hear from Jebediah. Will you roll your interface and add your Speedy and Gonzalez boost? I just want to see like how far you can get to catch this red rabbit as it like is running.
It's funny, I don't ask for much, but if you could crit it right here, right now, that'd be awesome. Add +2 to this.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Okay.
a 9.
Yeah. So you're booking it after this thing, and you're gaining on the rabbit. So you're doing good. You're doing real good. As you like blitz through the net, like you look back, and your friends are getting smaller quick. Right. That's how fast you move across the net. It's like light speed, basically, as you're just hauling ass after this red rabbit. All right, let's get onto the box here. You have the visual signs of Rache's like anchor here. So it's not like just the data node. It is, imagine it kind of swirled around with this kind of like white, uh, kind of like white fog haze that's around it. That's all, is clearly anchored to the net and to this box. And that's all Rache.
You want to go first?
Sure. So I would V13 would drive up, and the saw, which was like under the car before,
Yeah.
goes back inside itself and out back on top because a woodsman's axe, and then is going to try to chop that.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, let me add my +1 because it's still black ice, right?
Right. It's still black ice, no matter what. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's gonna be hard to beat, I hope.
yeah. No, you hit. You hit. Yeah. It rolled. It rolled okay on its defense, but not a 17. So good on you.
Cool. And then for damage, and then
6
okay.
from the awesome axe. Okay, cool. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And okay, and Mel.
Mel is going to charge up to it and do a very video game-esque like jump up and then down
Over
on
the
it.
head, yeah,
Bam!
yeah, and like
overhead.
there's like this splash effect as the like whoosh hits. Absolutely.
Yes.
So let's roll your to hit.
For sure. Whoa, what?
Wow.
Wait, no, it rolled something else. Let me re-roll.
Okay, I was about to say because
I was
like
wait, that
That's
dice
possible.
don't work.
yeah, because its defenses.
It added in an extra thing.
Okay,
It
it's really high defense right now.
that's a 15.
Okay,
Pretty good,
15.
though.
Yeah, no, yeah, yes, but unfortunately rolled a 10 on his defense and a little extra. So it even though you are absolutely like striking down on this thing, it has some sort of innate shield thing that blocks you from doing the damage. It sucks because like you're doing these great rolls, it just happens to be rolling really good defense.
That's fine.
On your
That's
turns.
okay.
All right, so we see Jebediah blitzing across the desert, across the oasis here, as you two are still hacking on this thing. V13, give me your shot.
Yeah, another chop.
Okay, yeah, chop chop. Oh god. Okay.
Mm,
Dave.
You don't hit. I'm sorry, you don't hit.
I heard 2 dice roll. I was like,
Yeah, I heard the double dice.
Do I want to throw luck into it? No, 'cause I wouldn't have known to add luck before.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's go back to Mel.
Mel, annoyed, will just stab at it, like not even like a flourish of anything, just annoyed.
Yep.
Just stab 2-hand stab at it. Fucking
fucking
negative
A.
2.
Fucking A.
-2.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, you go to stab it, and it's like your blade flickers out of existence for a second, and you're like, no, and then like it comes back as it just like derezzed for a hot second.
Do we have one more action?
Yeah, I think you both have one more
Kevin?
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will slide.
Okay.
Okay. I'll cloak.
Cool.
Fuck.
What the hell?
Nice.
That is an amazing slide.
Oh my God.
Screw you, dice.
Is
Wait,
it
what's the
20?
fundamental difference between a slide and a cloak?
So a slide is specifically to avoid a black ice that you are fighting, whereas cloak is like I am trying to hide generally from the world. I kind of look at it as slide is a way for you to move and be hidden, whereas cloak is I am hiding right here, and ain't nothing gonna see me while I'm while I'm genuinely
Okay.
not doing anything.
Yeah. Then let's cloak and let's just put some luck into that.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 2 luck, so I'm gonna have +2.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I take more because I have.
Right, you have the ability. You have the eraser.
Yeah.
So I'm actually only gonna do +1 of luck then because
Okay.
I forgot about that. So 3 overall, but
Okay.
okay. Hopefully that'll help.
Cannot believe your slide was a 24. That's
I
ridiculous.
can't believe that my attack was a -2.
I know, right?
Hey.
So, is
Hopefully
it a
that's good.
17 or is it a 20?
No, it is a 17.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so does it spot you guys? And it its perception is that okay? It does not spot Mel. It does not spot it does not spot you at your 17 there. So you're you both watch as the data node moves. It shifts like 4 steps north.
Like it's being dragged by something.
Yeah, you see it like herk, jerk.
Okay.
Give me your interfaces.
Just flat.
Just flat interface. As you are, something is up.
Ooh, I got a 0.
A 0.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
don't see
god.
anything. I cloaked so well. I cloaked my own eyes.
You don't even know.
You're completely hidden. However, Mel gets another 21. Another crit success with a big roll at the end of that. So so cool. Rache is a dirty cheater. And
No.
Rache has moved the box into you can barely make out the outline of its mouth. It's like you can see like little teeny tiny outline, little teeny tiny dots, and it's real hard to see at first, but then you're like, oh no, that guy put the cheese inside his mouth.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a trap.
Yeah.
Are we back to our turn?
Yeah, you're back to your turn. It has set
Okay.
the trap. It spent its turn setting the trap.
Okay. I'll say it's a trap, and then I'm going to change my sword into a bow and arrow.
Sweet.
And then fire an arrow shape that will turn into a sword as it hits.
Yes, I love
as
it.
it hopefully hits Rache.
I love it.
And lights him up for everyone else to see.
Love it.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely.
13?
That's a pretty good one. Okay, yeah, that hits. So give me, yeah, so your arrow flies through, turns into this like illuminated sword as it like dives into the guy's throat. So
Yeah.
give me
that green and yellow sickly light just showing where he's at.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Oh, I rolled 2 6s
Yeah,
again.
let's do that.
Holy
13.
I like this.
smokes. Holy smokes.
You're all or nothing. It's
Yeah.
either
No
crit miss
shit.
or
Like
crit.
literally, she will either do all the damage or none of the damage.
I know,
None of
right?
it.
So let's do 2d6 again. Let's look at this crit. Okay, so
4.
I think I had the crit up a second ago. Okay,
It
cool.
says collapse.
Yeah. So I think
It was to the head though.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
damage die.
Exactly. Well, the whole thing is ahead, right? The whole thing is
I
ahead. So yeah, I'm gonna say that with your crit, you get it to actually disconnect from the data node.
Yes.
It's there. It's still a baddie, but it's actually detached. And you can see the like little umbilical anchor thing just free floating in the air as it's like trying to like you can see it like trying to find the thing that it lost.
Mhm.
'Kay.
It's lost the cash.
Nice
Call.
shot. And then you
Thank.
see like the Wii nice shot from golf pop up in the front.
It's like a little meme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel
Um,
better now that I got.
and so it's completely disconnected. So should we, like, is my hacker or netrunner brain know this? Should we continue to attack the skull then, or should we like kind of
I mean,
sneak up and get it?
the trap is still there, right?
Yeah.
The head has not moved. But
Okay.
if you ran in there and grabbed the thing and survived the trap, you could potentially run out with that cash.
I don't want to do that. I want to hit. Is it possible to like hit the thing that's looking for the cache again, like to stop it from like re-anchoring or something like that?
Totally. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. And so I'm gonna see if I hit this, and if I hit it, I'll give you the description because there's a whole bunch of stuff
Love it.
that go into it. If not,
Love it.
all right. So just regular interface +1.
Correct, because you're hitting it with your sword. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a just so you know, it is a 13 to hit.
Don't tell us before.
I'm not gonna use luck. I'm not gonna use luck though.
Okay.
I'm not. I have a whole plan, so I want it to hit, but I'm not gonna use luck.
Okay.
All
right.
No.
Fair enough. So yeah, you swipe at that thing, at that like umbilical that's hunting for the case, and you just miss. I mean, it's moving erratically. So you know, no sweat there. Let's check in on Jebediah. Jebediah, you are chasing this rabbit down as the two of you, scream across the old net. You're passing like shit that is worrying you, but getting that rabbit is priority one. So give me your interface +2. Holy smokes! Another crit.
Yes.
Wowza.
All right,
Get
well,
it.
the rabbit rolled well, no lie. It rolled a 9, but it didn't roll a crit. So I'm gonna say you catch it.
Oh. I want a virtual alligator head to come up, and I want to grab it within my jaws.
Love it. All right, give me your to hit because it still gets to like try and not get hit, right? So give me a to hit, and let's see if you catch this little rabbit.
I thought I caught it.
You caught it in like you ran up to it. Now you're
Okay.
attacking it. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
I didn't mean to like take all the wind out of your sails.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
Aw.
8.
All right. Unfortunately, your alligator claws chomp, and it like hops. It's not running as fast because it's worried about not getting bit. But you still get another action here. So, let's see what your second attack looks like.
I was like, we're swinging for the fences again.
Yep. Holy smokes,
14.
There you
13.
go.
Yeah, you hit this rabbit. Roll your damage on this thing.
Can't have that much. It's a rabbit.
Yeah.
Question, Dave, before he rolls.
Oh,
Oh, hey, that's awesome.
shit.
Credit.
Nice.
Is it considered still part of the black ice, or is it considered a different thing?
The
Because Banhammer rolls 3d6 if it's
Oh yeah,
not black ice.
Yeah, so this is not black ice. This rabbit is not black ice. It is a program. But either way, you did more than the 10 res it had. So as you're chomped down, you watch as like little bits out from your teeth, as you have smooshed the rabbit.
Cool.
Well done.
I would radio back and be like, rabbit dealt with, on my way back, and then I'm boogieing back as quick as possible.
Sure, yeah. And on your way back, you're seeing like other like looks like digital dogs sniffing around a thing. and they're like digging at a spot, and one of them kind of looks up at you and just watches you as you run by at light speed, kind of thing. It's not giving chase, but it's just like watching you. And you immediately recognize that that's rapids. That's just one of the many black ice things that are just roaming the net, looking for things to fight and kill. But you're boogieing, and it's a ways out. So I mean, it would take it some time. So I think the two of you still have another action at Rache.
I think we have 2.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and do those.
Can I go first, Gavin?
Sure, please.
I'd like to move to where the cache is, like blip in, blip out to the cache.
Okay.
He's not connected to it anymore, right?
Yeah, the umbilical is disconnected.
Can I backdoor or control it?
So you blip to the cache, right?
Mm-hmm. That's my movement.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your backdoor.
Backdoor. Cool. I have a booster for backdoor.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna put 3 luck into this.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, your backdoor opens the data cache as the mouth closes on you. So let's do your avoiding getting chomped on.
That's my
your
defense, right?
Yeah, your defense. Yeah.
So my armor, but it's just an interface roll.
Yep.
Oh my god, playing a netrunner is so much fun. 14 again.
14. Okay, cool. It still hits as these teeth and everything gnash on you. Oh god. Okay. That is 11 damage to the brain pan.
So I lose 4 off of that because of my armor. So 7.
Correct.
And then how much does my
It's not attacking your armor. It's not attacking your armor. So your armor persists.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's fine. But I sprung the trap.
Yep, you sprung the trap. And inside the mouth, you are with this open data cache. Do you want to go in?
Okay. To the data cache?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, I'm already here.
Okay. Yeah, because in here, you are surrounded by Rache's faces again, as you're in the sphere all over again, inside its mouth.
Can I grab the data? Or do I have...
So, yeah, you can reach in and just get all the files out of it. You have no time to read them, but you can get them. They're in your hot little hands. And you are in this sphere of spaces again.
Okay, so I have them, and then I want to slide.
Okay.
I want to just try and pull everything around me again like I have been.
Yep.
And slide.
Yep.
And that will be my 2. How many did I use 2 before?
You have used your second action, and this is now your third action, is to slide.
Right, I meant luck. I've already used 2 luck. This would be 2 more luck.
Right.
And I don't have a booster for slide. Right.
I don't think there is one for slide.
There isn't one. I've checked every time.
I know. It's I want this slide booster.
9.
Okay. Unfortunately, you go to slide, and one of the faces checks you.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good stuff. V13, you still have an action.
I do. So after seeing that the chop missed,
this is like Attack on Titan, as you see this huge thing of teeth over your friend.
Okay.
It's like this wall of enamel is between you and her.
So the hammer, the woodsman's axe disappears. Let's roll interface. Let's see if I even hit it. I'm going to shoot it again.
Okay.
Or hit it.
Yeah, you're attacking it, right?
Shooting. Yeah. And then I am going to put So I've only used one. I'm gonna put 2 luck into this one.
Okay.
So that's a 3 in total. And then
That's good.
So is
good?
that with your +3?
Yeah, that's the total. Yeah, that's with my +3.
Okay. So it rolled a 12 as well, so you don't do any damage.
Okay.
All good.
Yes.
So
I think he has one more.
I thought you had already done 2.
I had missed.
Okay. Yeah, you have
No,
another.
I chopped. Wait. So I missed one chop, and I think I hit one. So I think that one was my third.
Oh, okay.
Let me go check the log real quick.
Yeah.
So the
No,
awesome.
just if I'm looking at my rolls, I did the first attack. Oh, I don't know. I think you have one more, but I'm
I actually
probably
think
wrong.
you're right. I think you're
Okay.
right because the awesome
Cool.
axe is way before
Cool.
the trap. So I think I do have one more.
Let's
Yeah.
give you one more then. Awesome.
Okay. So I'm not gonna use my luck this round. I'll just do one.
You miss.
13? Oh.
Fuck.
As it rolled a 20.
Oh, okay. I heard 2 dice. was
I
like,
know.
"What the
I was
fuck?"
like, I'm not gonna. I rolled the 1. I was like, I have to wait till he rolls to roll the second. So I was like,
Damn it,
Hey
Dave.
Dave, how about you not roll good
I'm
right
sorry.
before?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. I think it's its turn.
I mean, I can't get. I'm going at light speed. If
Yeah,
I
you're going
can't
at
get
light
back.
speed, but you had been going at light speed for a minute, right? So you're
Okay,
like,
cool.
you're getting there. You'll be back soon. All right. It wants to kill the one with the data.
That's me.
That's a you. So
That's me.
let's roll out the attacks and defenses. So this first one
11.
is going to be a hit. That is for 6 damage.
-4.
Mm-hmm.
My brain didn't know how to take 3. So it's just.
So we're gonna hit you again for. That's also a hit, unfortunately. 10 damage.
Okay. 10?
It hit you again. Sorry.
Okay.
Crap. 7, 6.
All right. I put myself here.
Yep. 11 damage.
Oh, shit, Dave.
Ooh.
I know.
Is that seriously wounded yet?
Yeah, it is.
Oof.
You said 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And one last 4th attack.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, man, I even rolled shit too. I was like, oh, this will be the one she dodges. 12 damage.
Okay, cool. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay,
We're
good.
fine. I have a whole hit point. We're great.
Oh my god.
Okay, I got a question, Dave.
Thank God you had armor. Oh my God.
Got a question. If
Yeah.
Transmit the data. Get out of there.
she has the data, right?
Right.
Like it's downloaded in her deck.
Yeah, but effectively her deck is inside Rache Bartmoss right now.
But she can't just like ripcord, right? And all the
Oh,
data
no.
goes with her.
So if
I
you go,
can't
if you go,
Force jack myself out.
yeah, if you go and read the jacking out thing, the any black eyes near you get its full rounds of attacks on you on your way out the door.
You take all the damage.
Yeah.
If you force jack out, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. You three have 9 attacks to try and save her life, because I'm going to say that Jebediah, you scream back, and at the end of your movement, you're going to get there.
Cool. Oh, I haven't stopped. I'm just bringing out both the hammers and I'm coming in swinging.
Yeah, totally, as well you should. Okay, let's have any one of you start us off.
I would like to start by trying to slide out of here.
Totally,
Makes sense.
So,
totally.
um, and I am going to put my last luck into it.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey,
Yeah.
That is awesome. So
I, like,
nine.
pull my-
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
you make it out. You slide and are let's see here. You're still in here, but it doesn't know where you are, kind of thing.
Okay.
You're in, but you're not. You're in its mouth, but you're not. You're not touching any of the screens, and you're all hidden up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Jebediah V13.
I'll shoot it. Okay, so after the axe has failed, the mystery van is going to really hunker down. You see these little pylons get on the back. It anchors itself to the ground, and the axe goes away, and a little cannon comes on top with like just a huge wooden, spike.
Yes, like a
Um,
ballista.
Yeah, basically it's a ballista,
Sweet.
and I'm going to shoot at it,
'Kay.
especially to distract it.
Okay.
Ugh,
Oh,
that is
that
not
hits.
That hit? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'll take
his
that.
defense is not as good as his attack. So yeah, that hits. And he didn't roll as well this round. So give me your damage.
All right, let's roll damage. Oh, okay, I'll take
Nice.
that.
Oh, 8. Nice. Cool. All right, we're in deep water now, as you are at 99 total damage y'all have done to this thing.
Ooh,
All right,
this
good.
is when it works.
Yeah, this is when it goes into the yellow and red flashy mode. um,
Oops.
all right. Yeah. So Vinton, you show up. Or not
Wow.
Vinton. My apologies.
Jebediah.
Jebediah shows up with his 2 hammers. Was 10 you were to hit?
11.
It's an
No,
11?
11 to hit.
Okay. Well, because it's an 11, you hit.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
give me your 2 damage, your 2d6.
Double checking. Okay. Yep.
All right.
As expected.
Damage is
Cool.
damage. Good.
Yep.
Just
damage is damage.
steady
Annoyed yourself.
damage.
Whoops. So, awesome. Yeah, and as you hammer into this thing, you watch as the whole creature, the whole head, pulses, bloop, bloop, and then gets like half as large. And Mel, you feel yourself getting crunched in. You're still hidden inside this sphere, but you can feel yourself being compressed inside this much smaller head now.
Okay.
And it's
Can I
it's
escape?
like outside. No, you're still inside. It hasn't like opened its mouth. There's no passageway. But outside it's now like this brilliant white, like blindingly bright white, on the outside for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Would it be possible to say I was shooting at its teeth, possibly like how we kind of chipped away at the faces?
Sure,
That maybe there's like a little kind of gap starting to form.
I'm into that. Yeah. So
Okay.
so Mel, you see like a little gap forming of like light pouring into this now much smaller sphere. It's like you're inside of a big dog kennel, you know?
Mhm.
Like you have to hunch, and it's like really uncomfortable in here. In order
Okay.
to stay hidden is where you're at.
Yeah, I am taking no other action. I am staying hidden.
Okay, cool.
And I'm like I'm fucked, guys. I am fucked.
All right. Good. That is. I'm so sorry. I think you both still have 2 more attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, if you can get more room for me to like use my movement to get
Yeah.
out.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna keep shooting in the teeth area.
So, come on.
Just a giant toothpick. It's a giant
Yes.
toothpick getting shot at.
Trying to
Dental
wrench this thing open.
tool.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, give me your to hit.
It's just a +1.
Hey.
Okay, you actually
That's all
hit.
I
Wow, I didn't think you were gonna hit
Cool.
this one. So yeah, you hit.
I wasn't either. All right.
8 damage, respectable, awesome. Okay. Okay, good stuff. You are seeing the teeth, the hole in this sphere getting bigger. You can like peer out of it, and you can see this like big wooden like thing rending this thing open like a pry bar.
I'm almost out. I'm almost out, guys. Keep trying, please.
Yep.
And I think I've now merged my hammers to one big hammer.
One huge one. Love it.
Yep, because we're at.
Break some teeth.
Yep. We're here to break teeth. Not.
Oh,
That's.
That is not gonna work.
opposite.
It's the opposite of work. All right, so back to V13 for your last attack.
Not loving that.
Yeah, no, you miss.
Yeah.
Come on, Casey.
All right, buddy. Jebediah, let's do this. Oh, you hit.
12?
Yeah.
13 total. So.
Yeah, you hit. Yeah, that was a good setup. So, yeah, do your 2d6, buddy.
Big damage. No whammies. No whammies.
I need a crit here, please.
No whammies.
Why aren't you rolling? Fucking hell.
Of course. Roll 20 is like, hey, I see there's an opportunity to screw you right now. Let's do that.
How many ones have we rolled tonight? It is
At least a dozen.
ridiculous.
At least a dozen.
Just go scroll back and look for the red.
It is ridiculous how many rolls we've hit tonight.
Oh.
Is there enough room for me to try and force my way to like get out? Squeeze my way out.
Not all of you. But your hand can make it out.
Will I lose my effect of my... Well, no, I still have actions.
You still
I
have actions.
technically still have actions.
Yep, you still have 2 actions left.
Okay.
Your first action was to slide, and you have 2 more to go.
And I'm super hidden right now because I rolled so great.
Yep.
I can reach my hand out. I will toss the data into like the hood of the mystery van.
Mystery van, there is a packet of data leaving this like little green cubular thing of data flying towards your hood. Do you pop your hood and eat it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pac-Man.
Awesome.
Chomp chomp.
Yeah, your hood pop and the data lands on your alternator and then closes up. The eyes of Rache look down at you with like fire and hate as like out of its eyes there's this like beam of bright light that goes wah all over you. So let's see if you
Well, can I slide again?
Oh,
Sorry, use my last 2 actions to hide, or
yeah, by all means.
or do we want to keep the old slide?
I'm fine with you staying hidden in all this because I want to move on to the round.
You mean you want to kill Gavin?
Rache wants that data to not leave Rache, so it's gonna kill the thing that now has it if it can.
Sorry, run.
Yeah, so try and dodge that hit.
Word? What's gonna happen? And there's nothing that helps dodges, right?
No,
So
it's just an
gonna be a
interface.
pure interface.
Yeah. Can you
armor.
avoid the?
All right.
Oh, yes!
20.
It's 1 of 4.
Holy shit! I was
I'll
feeling
take
real
that.
good about this to hit too. I was feeling real good about this one.
Disintegrate.
Yeah.
Martian beam. I was like, okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's exactly what this is. So the van like does a J turn, going left or whatever,
Right.
as this huge laser just cuts across the grid trying to chase you. It doesn't hit you, but you watch as like all the grid around it and everywhere just gets broken up and destroyed as this huge white beam of hate goes across the ground.
I would tell V13's like, if you can get out of here now. I'm gonna try one last time to try to get
Yep.
M out.
So,
Yep.
sorry. No, I was just gonna say, using the net action to jack out does not cause the black ice to attack.
Correct.
We're not there yet,
Right.
which I forgot.
Yes. Yes. So it still gets another attack. So it's still gonna try and hit the van. It doesn't have a second laser ready to go just a second, but it's gonna try and hit you. Okay.
Like Gavin.
Okay. Well, it hits you.
Okay.
It does 7 damage.
So with my armor, so only 3 gets to me.
Yep. And that's a good hit.
I think he's attacking you again.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's attacking you.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. 14?
Okay. Yeah, it still hits.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, it rolled a 10. 10 damage this time.
So 6.
6. Okay. And then for its last attack.
Oh, sorry, I need to roll that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Right on the money. Yeah, it rolled an 11 as well. So
Okay. Oh, nice. I'm good.
okay, cool. So yeah, you are driving as fast as you can towards something, anywhere but here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has ruined part of the grid around you. Like, you don't have a good path back to it, actually.
Yeah.
Along the grid. It has destroyed those grid lines.
Okay.
And yeah, you're going back to the shack, I assume.
Yeah.
And
Full racing.
let's see here. Yeah, end of its turn.
Cool.
It moves to chase, but it's out of attacks. So, what are y'all doing?
Can Gavin
Just-
jack out?
Yeah, Gavin, you can get back to where you started. You can get back to your access point and jack out as you spend your move to get there, and you spend your action to get out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then. But just for aesthetic reasons, I've put a lot. So the cannon's going to go back inside itself, and then just huge exhaust pipes are going to come out the backside with flames, and just go racing forward.
Sweet, I love it. It like morphs into a hot rod van, mystery
We've
van.
been watching this
Still
whole
mystery
week.
van,
Yes.
but it's just like, yeah.
Mystery van, that's right. Yeah, and you tag the access point, and with a moment's thought, you're out of the net and sweating and bleeding from your nose, and you're alive. Jebediah,
So what's his name?
V13.
No, not V13.
Oh, Cade.
Okay.
I would tell Kay to have Drama Team on standby,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna swing for his teeth.
Okay. Cool. You get in there with that hammer. Roll your. Oh,
14.
That's a good one. Okay. Yeah, you hit, buddy.
Come on.
That's 2 deuces, 6s.
Fuck me.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy, just let me kill it today.
Prime numbers is your damage.
How?
I'm pretty sure.
How?
Yeah.
Do it again.
Roll 20. Roll 20.
Oh my god.
This, you know what? I'm no longer gonna make fun of Ethan, man. I'm just not gonna do it. That's 12.
It's a 12. Okay. This misses. He rolled really well on his defense. So your last attack.
You could escape. That's an out of character comment, but you could escape.
I'm trying to shape Jebediah in my head. Is he like Vinton and was dumb enough to stay behind, or is he smart to get out?
Has he made it this long? Because he's left some people behind.
He has.
Get out, man.
The player's like, this is like the third time.
It's not Vinton.
It's fair. It is not Vinton. He's gonna be like, got some good news. Got trauma team on the way. I gotta go, and I'm gonna book it.
Okay. Yeah, you hightail it to your access point, and you're back out.
Okay.
You're again sweating and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Mel.
Mel is going to come out.
Mel the Brave.
Illinois is going to come out, sword both hands, and just strike as hard as they can at the gap
Mhm.
so that she can make it big enough so she can get out.
Awesome.
That is action number 1.
Love it.
Do I have luck left? I have 1 luck left.
I think you have like 1
I
luck.
think you have 1. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna fucking use it now. 13.
That hits.
Oh,
Roll
9.
your crit damage again. That's all
9
I need. Okay.
damage. Okay.
That's like, how close are we to killing this thing?
I don't care.
I think it's only at half health. Yeah, she just needs to get out.
Okay, so yeah, you watch as like chunks of teeth fall out of the way. Let's do one more.
I have to do one more attack.
Let's do one more.
Damn it. Just let me go.
I know.
Just let me go.
I know.
home.
The problem is there's all
No.
these.
Well,
Okay.
I don't think you're going home.
All right.
Nope.
So,
I have 1 action left.
okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to hide?
There's self.
You're really good at hiding. You keep rolling crits on that. I don't know why.
Do you have the thing that adds a +2 to your cloaking?
Yes. Do I want to cloak or do I want to slide? Guys, tell me what I want to do.
I think the numbers game
Both
points
of
you to
them.
cloaking, but you've had better luck with slide. So
She breaks out though.
I mean, she
She has her move to get out.
meta. She starts with at least a 7 if she does cloak.
Because you can't jack out. That means you would have to withstand the.
You have
I
to
don't
remember
want to
a
read
couple
this
rounds.
out loud.
You don't want to what?
I don't want to read that out loud. Dave, can you look at what I just posted in Discord?
Yes. 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 I agree.
That makes a difference, right?
Right. The problem is that you're still inside of it.
Right.
So yeah. So it's not. That's why I wasn't like looking for you earlier.
Because it knows exactly where I am.
Well, no. It's that it can't pursue you, but you can't get out of its jaws, because of the nature of this thing.
Standoff.
And so yeah, like you could slide and it would sit there and wait.
Okay. I'm gonna cloak because I think the numbers game
It's better for you. Yep.
Maybe. Fuck, I don't know.
Totally. Do it.
12.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, on its turn, it waits, and then kind of inside here and outside, you hear Mel hears Rache's voice in this like far off sound. It says, You took something precious to me. And I want it back. If you return it to me without anybody else getting it, you will have safe passage on the net.
Okay.
It opens its mouth.
I run.
You make it.
I check out.
You're out.
Can't be
I'm
done.
practically dead on the floor, so like I
Yeah.
got nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're out.
Holy crap, she survived.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's this pause where Cade is in there. There's two other people in this room. This is now a packed room. They're wearing the helmets. They've got like medical stars on their foreheads, and they are assessing all of you right now, trying to save your lives. And they're
So,
they're doing the things that you know to do whenever a netrunner is dead or near death, which is, keep fluids. You all have stuff connected to you now. They're monitoring your brain waves and all that kind of stuff. And like the two of them were down, like looking at their instruments. And when you jack out, the one who's closest to you just kind of turns its helmet and like looks at you. There's no face that you can see, but you can tell that like with the duration of like how it's looking at you, it's like they're kind of wondering how you're alive because your brain activity was probably all over the place in like the death throes, and it's just like watching you, like, huh?
Um, I think Mel falls unconscious.
Cool.
And V13 would probably like brush off all the doctors on him and say, "Go help, go help her."
Yeah, they certainly turn their attention to Mel.
ironically, I took the least amount of damage in this somehow today.
Yeah,
So
that's weird.
but actually go look for Ember.
Yeah, Ember's here. She's outside on her phone, on her agent.
I would give her and what's his name?
Cade.
Okay, the lowdown, and then pretty much tell them like 3 was barely enough. There's other things there that we could probably go to, but you need to find some old school runners, and you need to triple the prices that you ask us to do stuff like this.
Before I go unconscious, can I talk with V13
Yeah.
over private comms?
Yeah. Totally.
She would say, Rorschach, he talked to me. He let me go.
That's how you made it.
He wants the data back.
In exchange for what? Screw him. He tried to kill us.
For my free access on the net anywhere. Safety. He wants the data back. I think if I don't give him the data back, he's going to kill me.
But you're out. How can he kill you?
If I go back in anywhere. Give me the data. Give me the hall.
Outside, Ember is asking Jebediah, what was his success?
Yeah, we got something. Surprised to see that she's alive because she threw the data on V13. He's got it. So you gotta need to talk to him.
Okay. You two are having this conversation inside. Sorry, I wanted to like do a quick window. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Give me a copy. Give me a copy. Or the
Yeah,
copy
sure.
and
Can
give
I
me the
make a copy?
original. Copy and give me the original.
Can I make a copy?
Yeah. Instant. It's yours.
Yeah. Okay. Copy and then original back to.
Okay. You know that you have to do something to make that seem like the original file.
Okay.
Well, I'm asking for the original file back.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. And then and I give the original file back and I say, see if you can get me in on this deal too.
I'll try.
I love it. Did you go back in?
I'm not in the. I need to go back in. Watch me. Watch them.
You better be fast. These trauma team guys will think you're dying.
No shit. I will go back in. I'll jack myself back in.
Yeah, you go to reach to jack yourself back in, and the trauma team goes, whoa, 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 and you're gone. You're in the net. As the guy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
fuck you mean she went back in?
You see V13 like trying to like, oh, my arm hurts. Can someone? Ow, my arm! Someone help me! My arm really hurts.
Oh, Jebediah definitely knows something's up.
Bloop, you're back in the net, and Roche is back to his full size, as he's like looking at the access point, and says, "You've returned."
I drop it.
This umbilical comes out and grabs a hold of it, and you watch as it wraps around it, opens it, inspects everything. He looks at you and says, he reads your birth name and both your parents and says, wherever you walk the grid, you will be safe from rabbits and myself.
Yes, sir.
And then he like takes the box and like brings it back underneath his head, if you will.
I use a net action to jack out.
Done. Cool.
Then I pass out.
There you go. Yeah, cool.
V13's thinking about like, oh, what am I gonna do when I can walk the grid free?
Yeah.
I'd actually like to ask V13 to hand over the data.
Sure.
Would I also have a copy of it? Like, would I have?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been too tough for you to keep a copy.
Okay, then I will also. I'm sure that all the netrunners just copied.
Yeah, we've all made copies.
Yeah, now
I've made a whole bunch of copies.
Now that you're off of the net, it's super easy to do that kind of stuff. So I want to end this episode. I know we've gone long, right? I want to end this episode with, Ember and all of you, and she's like, all right, well, what is it? What did we get? Right? And a video pops up, like a hollow video, right? And it's this old man's face, and he's grizzled and sun-beaten face, and he's got like kind of a long beard, and behind him is like a tricorn hat and some like nautical maps, and this huge, like, you can kind of see, it's almost like there's an arm on an armor stand, but the arm is giant. It's like 3 times as big as a human arm, made out of metal. It says, if you're seeing this video, that means I'm dead. I'm John Meta, founder of the Meta Nation. And this is my will and testament. And we'll fade to black.
Please.
What did we just get, Ember? What did we just give her? We gave her
A lot of
plutonium.
leverage.
That's what we did.
Yeah, a lot of leverage. And we have this leverage. And
Yeah.
okay, wow. Damn.
We're gonna die.
I'm not.
No, you might
V13
not die
says
on
he
the
is
net,
not.
but we're gonna die. These characters have died.
Oh yeah.
Mel and
Probably by our hands
V13
in the
and
future.
Jebediah?
I have a feeling that
No, no, no,
Arasaka
no,
got
no.
let us
No,
walk.
no, Arasaka needs winners, right? It needs winners. So like, nah, these characters are around.
I mean, we also are probably like the only 3 runners I can imagine that actually beat him
Right,
and took something from him.
right.
Because isn't it just like insta gib anybody?
Yeah, he generally kills people right away. Yeah, certainly a solo netrunner with 4 actions at the kind of damage he does. It's like a. I was doing the math on. It, I was like 2 rounds maybe. If there's just one netrunner, especially if he's like doing the laser beam thing, that's like it's a bye bye netrunner situation.
Are there still 3 extra bugs zapped?
There are that mural dissipates.
All of them?
All of them. You guys watch as it like slowly fades away, and the brick facade then dissipates, and it's a metal building with some emitters on it.
What's going on here?
Cool.
Seriously, Ember, triple the price next time.
All right, cool. Everybody at home, thanks a ton for tuning in. Jagos, dude, thanks for
Thanks, Jagos.
sticking out. Founder of the Meta Nation, apparently has died, and that has been, who knows, a secret. But yeah, good stuff. This has been fun.
It was great. It was good fun.
Good.
Yeah, no, it was.
I have a friend on if you want to raid.
Ooh, I do want to raid.
They're playing you may have they're playing Vampire the Masquerade
Oh,
right now.
fun. Very
The
fun.
game. Not the RPG.
Sure.
So fresh sales.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Jagos, Bud, we are gonna raid these people that are playing a video game, Vampire the Masquerade video game.
It's my friend Soph.
So fresh. Raid. So fresh. Let's do this. Yeah, I agree, dude. I have been wanting this for a long time. That was really good.
We did it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll see you. We'll see you next week and maybe Wednesday, right? So thanks a ton, man, for tuning in. Bye.